Has anyone heard of Suzie Snowflake? I've met a fair share of cantankerous Scrooges, but I've never met someone with the same aversion to Christmas as I have. Every year at this time I get sick. My pulse races, I sweat profusely, and a panic grows within me until the holiday passes. Christmas is cursed, and nobody else seems to realize it. Nobody else shares in my fear of this season, my fear of the tapping. Nobody else knows about Suzie Snowflake. Growing up, I lived in a garden apartment, one that's below street level. Because of this, we didn't have very many windows, just one high up in the living room. Not much of a view, obviously, but every year around Christmas time, my mother would hang bright little Christmas lights around it. Back then, I loved Christmas. My mom and I didn't have much, but she always made Christmas feel special. We'd have those lights on the window and a modest tree in the corner, decorated with tinsel and popcorn and a beautiful porcelain angel on top. It was humble and cozy and filled me with the Christmas spirit. Christmas didn't come without issues, though. "Mommy," I once cried, a blubbering puddle in the middle of the floor. "What about Santa Claus? How is he going to bring me presents if we don't have a chimney?" "Aw, hush, Sugar Plum. You don't gotta worry about Santa Claus. Sure, we don't have a chimney, but he's got other ways of bringing you presents. You see that window? It's far too small for Santa to fit through, but that's why he has his little elves. When Santa gets here to our home, he has his tiny assistants climb through the window and place all your presents lovingly around the tree." Elves? What are their names? Why, they're, Hard Rock and Coco and Joe. "Can I meet them, Mommy?" "No, Sugar Plum. Santa's elves will only deliver your presents when they're absolutely sure you're asleep." That conversation succeeded in stopping my tears, but it filled me with determination. This Christmas, I must see those elves. The night before Christmas, Mom put me to bed. I laid awake waiting for elves overhead. My mom sipped her tea, went off to bed, and slept. It was time to discover. To the living room I crept. In the days leading up to Christmas Eve, I formulated a plan. I would wait till Mom was finished with her tea and went to sleep. Then I'd hide in the living room till the elves appeared. I knew most kids leave milk and cookies for Santa, but I wasn't sure what the elves would like, so I poured them some apple juice and a Mountain Dew. I carried the glasses to the living room, spilling a little as I went, and sat beside the tree, out of view from the window. I didn't know how long I'd have to wait, so I started sipping the pop to pass the time. Pretty soon both glasses were empty, and my bladder was full. Oh, I needed to pee so bad, but I was afraid I'd miss them if I went to the bathroom. When I couldn't hold it any longer, I finally dashed to the toilet. Oh, what a sweet relief. I sat there breathing heavily, out of breath from how intensely I was going. As the final few drops reached the bowl, I heard a soft sound in the other room. Tap, tap, tap. It was them. I was so excited to follow the distant noise. I didn't wash my hands or even flush the toilet. I just ran to the living room, ready to meet my new friends. Everything was exactly where I left it, even the empty glasses on the carpet. There were no elves in sight. I stood there in silence, wondering if I'd even heard anything or just wished it, when I heard it again. Tap, tap, tap. I looked up at the window, too high for me to see out of. "Is that you, Mr. Elf? Mr. Joe? Coco?" A quiet voice responded, "Please come out and play with me. I haven't long to stay. Do you have my presents? I'll help you make a snowman. Are you one of Santa's elves?" "No, Sugar Plum. I'm Suzie Snowflake. Please come out and play with me." "What are you doing out there? You're gonna scare Santa. I just want to play. Won't you come out and play with me? No, I'm waiting for the elves to deliver my presents. Suddenly, the gentle, melodious voice became jagged and aggressive, while still quite quiet. You're not going to get any presents if you don't come out and play with me. Obviously, I didn't want to miss out on my presents, so I climbed up to the back of the couch to open the window. A frigid gust of wind burst through the opening and nearly knocked me over. After I regained my balance, I peered out the window and I saw her. The beautiful Christmas demon. Porcelain skin, crystal eyes, delicate razor-sharp ice shards adorning her arms and head. Once again, the haunting figure whispered to me, "Won't you come out and play with me? I haven't long to stay." There was absolutely no way I would go with that crystalline creature. I shut the window, hopped off the couch, and started back toward my bedroom. But then I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. I froze in my tracks. After a minute, it came again. Tap, tap, tap. The tapping became louder and more frequent. Wind was howling and throwing snow against the window. Finally, with a piercing scream, she tapped so hard it broke the window. Snow quickly flooded our apartment. Icy wind chilled me to the bone. It wasn't until my mom wrapped her arms around me that I realized I was screaming. My mother never believed my story. To this day, she blames me for breaking the window. She was so mad at me for something I didn't do and for lying to her on top of it. As punishment, we didn't celebrate Christmas in any capacity. Mom couldn't afford to have the window replaced, so she sealed it with wrapping paper until she could return all the gifts she had bought for me. She made sure I was disillusioned with Christmas that year. There was no Santa. There were no elves. Most importantly, there was no Suzie Snowflake. But there was Suzie Snowflake. She came to me that night. I saw her, and I faced the consequences of crossing her. Suzie was right. I didn't go out and play with her, so I didn't get any presents. I can't imagine I'm the only person who's been harassed by this icy demon. Please, if you've ever encountered Suzie Snowflake, share your story. I need to know I'm not alone.